Now about T-minus 60 seconds, Falcon 9.
Lock load closed out.
There's that call out for LOX load closeout. About T-minus 60 seconds, Falcon 9 will transition into startup. That means that the rocket's internal flight computers will have taken over the launch countdown, and they will continue to have control of the vehicle all the way through the rest of the mission. At this point as well, the Starlink payload is continuing to look healthy. No issues being tracked by the Falcon 9 team at this moment. Weather is go for launch. Range is currently green for launch. Coming up around T-minus 2 minutes, we'll hear a second call out here for Stage 2 LOX load complete.
Stage 2 LOX load is closed out.
Beautiful shot of pad 39A with the crew tower to the next of it. Not using that today. Coming up shortly here, we'll actually see some venting from that large truss structure on the left-hand side of the vehicle. You can see it starting there. That truss structure is what we refer to as the transporter erector. That's what rolled out Falcon 9 to the pad and provides electrical power as well as the propellants that we've been loading into the vehicle. At this point, we're just venting out liquid oxygen that is in the lines on the transporter erector before transitioning into the final steps before liftoff.
Falcon 9 is in startup.
So with that call out, Falcon 9 is now on autonomous internal control. Coming up, we'll hear from the launch director, see if they will give their final go for launch.
LD is go for launch.
So with that, Falcon 9 teams ready to go, vehicle ready to go, weather and range ready to support. Why don't we listen in to these final 30 seconds of terminal count.
T-minus 30 seconds.
Stage 1 flight press.
T-minus 15 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition. Liftoff.
We're pitching downrange.
Stage 1 propulsion is nominal.
T plus 40 seconds, Falcon 9 successfully lifting off from launch pad 39A at the Kennedy Space Center in Florida. We're taking that Starlink orbit to its first, Starlink satellites to its first targeted orbit and eventually a circular orbit. We actually just throttled down for maximum dynamic pressure, or max Q, on those 9 Merlin engines. We'll expect to hear that call out here shortly.
Vehicle supersonic. Max Q.
So call out there for having gone through the point of maximum aerodynamic pressure. That's when the loads on the vehicle are the highest from the combination of our velocity, but increasing while the density of the atmosphere decreases. Now, coming up in just about a minute, we will have 3 events happening back to back. First will be main engine cutoff, or MECO. That's where we'll shut down those 9 Merlin engines. You can see the plume expanding from them on the back of the rocket here. That'll be in preparation for stage separation. Now, stage separation is where the first and second stages will separate. First stage will continue on a parabolic trajectory towards the drone ship, while the second stage continues on to the final event, or second engine start number 1. That's where that Merlin vacuum engine will ignite. And once it lights up, it'll propel the second stage along with Starlink satellites into orbit. Actually heard earlier that we've started chill in on the turbo pumps of the Merlin vacuum engine to get it ready for that full flow of propellant and oxidizer. So coming up just about 12 seconds from now, expect to see MECO, its main engine cutoff, then stage separation, and then at about T plus 2 minutes and 45 seconds, second engine start number 1.
MECO.
Stage separation confirmed.
So there is successful stage separation and second engine start. You can see the grid fins deploying on the left-hand side of your screen. That's the first stage. On the right-hand side of your screen is the Merlin vacuum engine starting to glow brightly with the heat of that combustion reaction. First stage making its way back towards
Acquisition of
planet
signal,
Earth.
Maryland.
Coming up here should be fairing deployment shortly.
Separation confirmed.
There's a call out on the nets and a beautiful shot of the Starlink satellites. You can see on the right-hand side there a little bit of planet Earth. And actually, you can see a fairing half there trailing away. Now, as a reminder, we will be attempting to recover both the fairing halves today on our recovery ships, Mystery and Mischief, that are also stationed at in the Atlantic Ocean. Second stage heading towards its targeted drop-off orbit. Now, while that's happening, the first stage is actually going to execute 2 burns to make its way back to Earth. You can see right now that we are actually pitching the first stage vehicle to try to get those Merlin engines facing towards the atmosphere.
Signal Bermuda.
Those periodic gas clouds that you see along the first stage are actually from our attitude control system. And once we get to the top of the Earth's atmosphere, we'll ignite 3 of the 9 Merlin engines for entry burn. That'll help slow down the first stage as it re-enters the upper parts of the Earth's atmosphere. And the second of those burns will actually happen much closer to touchdown on the drone ship. That's the landing burn.